Okay, let me check the stream real quick, make sure everything's working. Because you never know, something might go horribly wrong, and I'm the sort of person who likes double-checking everything. As far as I know, let me check that just to be on the safe side, though. We're gonna predominantly focus on Devil May Cry the 5th, Virgil Edition, and Final Fantasy V Blue Mages across the weekend. And I'll also take some time to draw too, so look forward to an update to that one concept piece I'm still working on, because that's not nearly done yet. It's just, I'm kind of pecking away at it across the week, basically. And after that, Chrono Dio, the Lord of Time and the setting, I'm working on him too. After that, Chrono Dio. Okay, yeah, that's working. That's all good to go. Okay, so I actually really like this game, but I do have one issue with it, which is it's kind of hard to replay. Outside of hard mode. And let me go ahead and just swap. What am I doing here? I'm gonna go ahead and restart the whole thing. Chapter select. Mako Reactor 1. Hard mode. Okay. I'm gonna do chapter 1 and maybe chapter 2. In fact, I could probably just get both out of the way real quick. I can't do the very final chapter because stream limitations, and also I just don't have an Elgato capture card right now. Otherwise, I'd try. Because I really want to show the Sephiroth boss fight. That's the coolest part of this game. Even though it's not actually supposed to be that way in the original, but that's kind of the point of the fight, is it's him hamstringing the plot. It's him hijacking the plot of the game, just like he kind of did in Final Fantasy VII Vanilla, but the plot of Final Fantasy VII Vanilla starts off with Shinra being the bad guys, and Sephiroth steps in and he hijacks the plot, and suddenly it's about him. In Remake, he hijacks the plot again, but this time he hijacks it from himself. So he literally steals the show from himself, because we're all expecting Sephiroth by now. Which, that's technically on point. That hasn't changed that much, because nothing really changes at the end. It's just the implication of what might happen that changed. God, I really wish I could stream that part of the game, because it's a lot of fun. Even if it's not like what people wanted, which is a whole new can of worms. One thing I really love is how hard they went in with everything with this game, including the cross-dressing sequence, which I didn't think they'd have the balls to keep that in, but they totally did, and it was great. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just close the laptop here, because I've confirmed that the stream is currently working, so you guys will tell me if it's not, right? Somebody, type something in the chat really quick. I know that there's one dude watching, right? Or is there? Is anybody watching? Does anybody really watch my streams, though? It doesn't matter. I have fun streaming. That's the important thing. If other people happen to drop in and have fun with, that'd be great. That'd make it worth it. Yeah, it really is, like, 99% of this game is, like, crazily faithful to the original in a lot of ways. It's the final 1% which it just shakes off the chains and goes, yeah, by the way, we're doing this now. 2 whole seconds. And they actually like put a stream block on that specifically because they didn't want anyone seeing it. Which sucks. Because I can't like stream it without a capture card. I don't have a capture card. Otherwise, that'd really open up my options. I need to get one. I got my house in something right now, but I can't get it yet. I'm gonna have to wait till the next paycheck after the current one. The current one's my rent check, so that's going to food. Unfortunately, I shouldn't have held out on it, but I did. God, everything in this game looks so good, though. Like, this is up there in terms of graphic quality. Oh, he's dead. I'm gonna try to avoid taking too long on this, but we'll see.
Down here, Merc.
Mage. So all of his materia is like red mage specifically. Let me double check everything, make sure, because I need to make sure I got the right setup here. Fire, healing, ice, time, magic up. Yep. Yeah, he's a red mage, basically. That's for absorption. Oh, Barret. Tank. Okay, so first strike, steadfast block, HP up, Cess, provoke. Right. Summons. He's got Ifrit. What does Cloud have? Because you can use summons in the second part of the game. I'm gonna go with Chocobo and Moogle. That's funnier. Okay, so I've got those two kitted out. Just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna check, make sure Barret's weapon is at least what I want. Defense, but no magic defense. So we're just gonna go with the classic.
Halt!
Okay, we're all good to go there. The funny thing in hard mode is the materia loadouts actually matter quite a lot.
You're coming with us. Nice and easy.
Don't think so. Enough.
And you'll be changing those out a lot if you're not careful.
It's over.
These guys don't do a lot of damage, but basically, in this game,
Who in the hell?
on hard mode, you have to make sure your materia loadouts work for the chapter. Because MP can't be recovered by normal means. So you have to farm boxes, and that's tedious. So what you want to do is, it's like a challenge to get through the,
Go ahead. Enough of this.
let me see here. Fire as well or something.
He can use magic? Where the hell did he get the materia?
No. Not bad.
Drop the weapon!
Okay.
You got this.
Yeah, what he said.
But yeah, it's basically, every chapter is a challenge on how much
You're
you can
coming with
conserve
us.
materia.
Can't get surrounded. Try harder.
Which is why abilities become very,
Nothing
very
to it.
important. So you want to heal as little as possible, because you also can't use items in this mode. This is a non-item mode. But MP resets every other chapter, or every chapter rather, so once you get through one chapter, it resets and you're back to it again. And you have to make sure you conserve it appropriately, but also use it when needed. Like, don't go crazy on big spells, but don't not use magic altogether, because it is useful. It'll bail you out in big, bad situations.
So what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now? He's got balls, this, what was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
And he isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
This is a one-time gig. When it's done, we're done.
Really enjoy the work with him.
You're a joy to look at, too.
Here you go.
Looks are what people notice first.
Guess I'm not on the same page as people.
I'd say you're not even reading the same book.
Enough. We're done here.
Come on, nobody do something this crazy just for money. They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
What?
Wedge. You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gil.
Barrett has got to be one of my favorite characters in this game so far. Not just because of his character arc, because he does have a pretty decent one, but also because of his aesthetic, because he wears the glasses to hide his eyes. His eyes are actually like the gentlest, nicest eyes in the world, and they use the glasses specifically to give a contrast of sorts
Get 'em,
for
boy!
certain cutscenes. Uh-oh.
Whatever. Bundle up. Not
go.
bad.
And there are a lot of nice details like that.
Hey, Cloud! Elevator's over there! Catch up soon!
Actually, now that I think on it, something I really want to do here. Nah, never mind. This is one of those cases where I really wish I had more materia slots to work with. No, but here I've outfitted Cloud as a red mage, because that's generally what people believe he is in this game. Like every character in the original kind of had a bias of sorts in terms of,
This way.
in terms of like their class. So Tifa was a monk, Aerith was a white mage,
Not so fast. We've got company.
Barrett was a machinist, or in this game he's like a paladin or tank, and all of his abilities serve that purpose.
This'll be
And Cloud was a red mage.
quick. Let's do this. Calling fire. Try me. Floppy. Time to burn. Let's do this. Was never in doubt.
So when a materia is mastered, its spells all become a lot cheaper. So something like Cure becomes way more useful. In a hard mode playthrough, you definitely want to have Master Materia on, because you want to use as little MP as possible.
Get him!
That it?
And in hard mode, planning is important. You absolutely must make sure you remember what's in each chapter as you're playing. Because remembering what comes next will prevent you from getting your ass beat. because it is very easy to die even to low-level mobs, like the soldiers. Their guns do a lot of damage in this mode. But all in all, it's basically sort of a test of your ability to get through each chapter without using too much MP, and it goes from being about grinding AP and experience to being an action game, more or less.
Bet you've seen a few reactors. So how do we get to the bridge above Mako storage? Ain't holding out on me, are you? Stamp scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy?
Good old Stamp.
Have it your way, Mutt. We can do this with you, or we can do this without you.
Different reactor, different layout. Depends when it was built. Never seen one like this, but I'll manage.
And there's Cloud once again covering for his lack of knowledge about reactors.
In 3, 2... Damn, I'm good.
Who's there? Door! We'll wait! It's over!
That's my line.
He's alone! We can take
That's a lot of
Make it
soldiers.
rain! You're dead!
So yeah, I want to guard for this.
Shit!
That's right.
Damn.
We're back.
Then let's move.
He always knows just what to say.
Cut it out.
It's a good thing I know someone who can get us the passcodes. Pity no one else at command will talk to us, but what can you do? And we're good.
Careful
And
in there.
a lot of interesting details about the war with Wutai, and
I got this place covered.
also the fact that this particular cell of Avalanche is a rogue cell.
Looks like the elevator's on another floor. Mind pushing that button? So, you know Tifa, right? It's not really my business, but are you guys close?
Ah yes, Nibelheim. I really like the aesthetic of the town here. Like, it's always been kind of a town in the middle of the desert, but they make it very clear here. This place is like a wasteland.
Tifa and I.
Hoping we eventually get an update on Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, but we'll see. I'm honestly amazed that we got this one, but I'm not a huge fan of the idea of making it episodic. Because they have to really stick to their guns when making the rest of the game. And not, like, get sidetracked or derailed or, worse, have budget problems. There are a lot of things that could go wrong in that time span of just making this one chunk at a time.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir. We are currently investigating whether they belong to the same group that made
Let's
the
not
attempt
get
on your
pessimistic.
life.
I mean, they made this part of the game.
Rest assured,
And it's incredible
our
for what it
inquiries will
is.
not take much longer.
I just think that piecemealing it like this was a bad idea.
This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you
Because
shit,
we're literally
it's
going to
here
wait for
sucking
nearly
up Mako.
4 or 5 or
It
so
doesn't
years for
rest,
Part 2.
and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me!
I really love how
You
preachy
gonna
there it
stand
is.
there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do!
Get help.
Say that again!
The dynamic between these two is like really, really good. This is one of my favorite
I'd worry
parts of
less
the game.
about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds.
The best part is they play off each other really well in a lot of ways, more than just them constantly getting on each other's cases. Because in a later scene,
on the line now.
Barrett sees how calm Cloud is and he forces himself to calm down
You listening, Merc?
when the Mako reactor is
One false
exploding.
move. And that happens.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting. There are some places a sword just can't reach.
I kind of like how they just looked at the camera and said, "Hey, by the way,
bear with them
you
for
should
me,
play the
would you?"
rest of the game the way it was intended. You should use the mechanics of the game.
Should have asked for more money.
That's how this game is made." No ambiguity, they just went, "Yeah, by the way, there are other parts of this game aside from just pressing attack. Use Barrett. Shoot the monsters." Alright, Barrett's the tank.
Gonna throw your sword at him? Let the man with the gun go to work.
And Barrett
These tin cans ain't got
has
nothing
a
on
very
me.
interesting
Now
mechanic.
for
Like,
the real stuff.
Cloud has his counter mode, and Barrett has a gun charge mechanic. Okay, abilities. And one ability he has is Lifesaver, which is basically the Paladin's cover, which is why I say Barrett is a Paladin in this game, and not just like a Machinist like he was in Final Fantasy VII. So he puts that on and he starts taking damage for other party members.
Get your ass out of here.
Barrett has a charge mechanic. At the end of attack, you can use the charge and it'll go faster, which is what you're supposed to do.
Get your ass.
And you use overcharge.
Not bad.
And that's his main mechanic. And it's actually really useful once you get the hang of like pressing the charge button right after he's done shooting. Because that's how you use it, you know? You charge it
Look
up.
what we have here.
A laser security system. Great.
Those things will hurt more than your pride if you're careless. They'll cut you down to size and then some. But I'm guessing you've done this kind of thing before.
Yeah. Figure out the timing of the lasers. Then, make a move when they cycle off.
Exactly. I'll
Okay.
go first. Nothing like a little danger to get the blood pumping.
Hey!
Just keep those baby blues of yours on me.
Okay.
He's a natural. Not too shabby.
Oh, wait, I need that. Now, MP drops aren't really super reliable in this game. So, since they're the only way to farm MP, the boxes should be better, but they're not. But that's not the point of hard mode. The point of hard mode is you have to conserve MP. You have to budget it and use it appropriately.
You're doing good, soldier.
Okay, how we got it? Yep.
Pretty easy, right? Not a scratch. Now,
Derek got
on to
hit.
the objective. Look. They don't call those things sweepers for
Okay.
nothing. They can wipe out a whole squad. in
Now,
seconds.
unlike in the original game, sweepers are more like mini bosses. They're not too hard to deal with,
We
but
can take this hunk of junk.
That hunk of junk is a heavy weapons platform. If we rush in,
it hits really hard.
we die.
Is that right?
Need to hit it with magic. That should give us an opening.
Go kick him, mate. Give him hell.
Let's do this.
Thunder.
Hey, it's stop moving.
Let's pin it down. Give it all you got.
Gotta love it.
Now, when an enemy's pressured, what you want to do is you want to use any ability that says focused on it. which in Barrett's case will be focused shot. That massively fills the chain gauge here.
Now's our chance. Go!
Don't need to tell me twice. I'm gonna enjoy this.
And then we use Thundaga.
Buzz off.
And that's that.
What are you, 20-something?
First. Huh? Soldier first class. Doesn't go into the 20s.
The hell you talking about? I mean your age, not your goddamn rank. Though for all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Guess that makes you a 1-year-old, huh?
Now, my issue with Final Fantasy VII's Remake being stretched across multiple games really is that it's... People could probably die in the time period it takes to make this thing and finish making it. Very important people who are writing it, for example. People who are making the art
That's our target, the
assets,
reactor core.
so the gameplay.
Gotta set the bomb at the bottom.
Like, it could actually take over a decade to finish making this entire thing. Well over a decade. And that just seems unfeasible, but that's what they want to do, so that's what they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to make it, but I can't imagine that Part 2 is going to be the rest of it. I think Part 2 is going to be half of the main game. And Part 3, if we're lucky, will be like the final part.
More like excited. I've been dreaming.
Or it could be in 7 parts. Wouldn't that be messed up? Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now in 7 pieces.
Not that way. Down the
Come on.
ladder, dummy.
Well, let me go that way. Okay, so.
No match for me.
You keep telling yourself that.
Keep it together.
Guess it's my turn. Hope you don't mind, Poppy. Suck it. You're up.
Take it over. Enough.
Another change I really like is how all the limit breaks from the original game are actually just abilities you can use with the ATB. So, like, you've got Braver, you've got Maximum Fury, which is Anger Max in the original game.
No. Let's set this back up.
How comforting. Don't say I didn't warn you. Give them hell.
Hang back. That's that.
Weakness is wind, and now I have wind magic. Triple slash.
Done that on my own.
Sure you could.
Okay, so the boss of this section is Guard Scorpion, and he's actually really challenging.
Let's do this.
And in hard mode, you get to use summons. So you can use Ifrit or Shiva, but not the mega summons like Leviathan, Giant Chocobo, or Bomb. Those are a different class of summon, and can never be used indoors, unless it's like in an arena specifically made for it. Bahamut wouldn't work here, so we can't use him. I'd love to, though. That or Leviathan. I'm not a huge fan of Fat Chocobo, but he does mess shit up
Let's see
big
if Little
time.
Stamp really can bite the hand that feeds. Go on. Do the honors. Prove to me you're the man Tifa says you are. That you're one of us.
Never said I was. I'm just here for the paycheck.
Then do the damn job.
He really doesn't want to set the timer for that bomb. Notable difference in hard mode here is that it forces you to use the timer the least amount of time, so you don't get an option. You could actually set it to 20 minutes, or you could set it to like 30 or so. It won't matter either way. Like this area gives you plenty of time to get through it.
What's wrong?
It's not like the original where random encounters could
I'm
mess up
fine.
your time.
What about the
And
timer?
That wasn't
Your
really
call,
even an issue.
Merc.
But yeah, set timer to 20 minutes, because that's our only
Pretty
choice.
cocky, ain't you?
We are playing hard mode after all.
You double-crossing!
Heads up!
What in the hell?
Now the reason I set Cloud to have the defensive materia, lightning and elemental on his bracelet is because he absorbs lightning.
How the hell do we fight this thing?
It's got reinforced armor plating, but the internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
Huh. No other option, huh?
Let me see here. Steel skin on Barret.
Should I be worried?
Didn't I tell you to use magic?
Thought you were full of shit.
Think whatever you want. Just do it. It's on you.
All right, watch and learn. You got this.
Taking over.
Hell yeah! You see the damage I did?
Keep it up.
Oh shit. Okay, I have to be careful. Okay. This is part of the reason why. This is one of the things I really hate about this game. Phase transitions, resets, stagger, gosh. It's the worst part about it.
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
Sir, thought you were the expert.
So what's your brilliant plan, genius? Bingo! Focus on that core!
Oh, now he remembers. Don't keep me waiting in suspense next time.
Steel skin Barret. But yeah, I just straight up absorb lightning damage of any sort.
Focus. Find a way.
The Guard Scorpion gets a very new attack called Overkill in hard mode. It's basically just a crazy AoE. But he'll be using quite often.
Focus and find a way. Damn it.
Okay, so somehow I've got to get behind this thing, and I don't think I can. So this will be luring him out then. Yeah, some of those attacks will heal me.
Adapt.
There we go.
Hit it hard and fast.
Oh, you're in for it now.
Just shoot.
Shit.
Whatever.
Yeah, this makes my job a little bit harder.
Here it comes. Think it through. Don't overdo it.
It's my time to shine.
Or go down in flames. You're done.
Okay, fun thing you can do here. You can actually slow down its gauge, or you can stop it entirely.
Focus and find a way.
Unfortunately, it'd have been better to have stop slow here, so...
Calling lightning. Got it. Think it through.
So we managed to get one gauge filled before the phase transition, so that's good. And that's the thing, you gotta plan ahead in these boss fights, just assume the transition's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
So, what do we do?
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris. Keep it together.
Need my help, do you?
Now, go!
Now this is fun.
And here's Ifrit. We want to go ahead and just use whatever we can here. And Crimson Dive's probably the best build to use.
Hurry up. Sure could use a break. Gotta love it. Been a while since I had to go all out. That's all. Suck on this. Hey, it's doing that thing again.
Find cover and hunker down.
Again and again and again.
Bring it.
Now, get in there and do some damage. That's up the limit.
Okay, we're just about done here. And Ifrit's running out of timer, so he's about to use Hellfire. And this might actually be the best time for him to do
Oh,
that.
hell! What's it doing now?
An auto repair unit.
One more.
We gotta take it out quick or we're screwed.
Oh, I am way ahead of you, Murphy.
Okay, there he goes. This is extremely hype. I like this.
Good work out there.
Okay. Spells. Thunder, Thundaga.
Hey, follow my lead.
Okay.
Shit, the bomb!
20 minutes until detonation.
Now we've got to escape the reactor. And there are going to be some new enemies that show up during this time. That's
You hear
Guard
that?
Scorpion completed.
Damn thing showed you how it's done.
Come on, we've gotta move.
There we are.
Wedge should be covering our way out. Go, go, go!
Okay, now we go this way. Of course.
Give me a break. Get ready. See ya. That it?
But ideally, the best thing to do would be to use magic against the upcoming enemy, as they dodge most physical attacks and hit really hard. Like, honestly, I think it's surreal how we even got this, like, this part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because it looks amazing, it plays amazing.
Do I look okay? Help a girl out, would you?
And basically just fleshes out the Midgard section a bit more.
My hero.
Hey! We'll link up over there! Look after Jesse!
Like, even if we don't get the rest of Remake, this right here is
Come this
amazing.
way. This route should lead us straight to Barret. Probably. I think I see an exit.
And that's really why I like it so much, is just the idea that it's... we got this at all. I know, it's Stockholm Syndrome talking, but... you know, it is really good for what it is.
Don't look back! Let's go, let's go, let's go! We're running out of time!
Shut up and climb. You're not...
Here we go.
Sorry, it keeps me focused. I'll freak out if I don't talk.
Have it your way.
Barret!
I've got you covered! Find us a way out of here!
But then...
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I've got Soldier Boy with me.
X, Soldier Boy.
They're here! Take them down!
We don't have time for this shit! The clock's ticking!
Cool it. 5 seconds is all we need.
Alright, Maximum Fury is a really good ability. And it's basically Anger Max from the original. So it's the limit break. This is really hard. Pretty much just like the original Anger Max did. You can clean out an entire room with that. It's so good. Like, seriously.
You got that right. Buzz off. It's on you.
Yeah! I'll do it! Here it comes! Don't you let us
Enough.
down! Want some rap? Now that was something else.
That was nothing.
Kinda hate how long it takes for that to charge, but I mean, the Ga class of spells aren't really meant to be used a lot.
Heads up! We got a whole lot of company. Don't go to that asshole!
No time to celebrate.
Sure there is.
Alright. And here's that enemy I was talking about, the shock trooper.
Like a rook seeing its first
And then fire.
No escape. No time to celebrate.
And further up, we'll deal with 2 more shock troopers. As well as some
Don't get in my
machines.
Trying to start something, huh?
Sentry rings. So I want to take those out. Pop lifesaver to keep Cloud alive. Heal Cloud. Ignore these guys because they're clouds. Focus on the ring.
Give them hell.
My turn.
Okay.
Calling fire. No escape. Anytime now. Gotcha. Time to burn. Going in. All done.
And just like that, we've cleared most of the chapter. I don't think there's anything else after this other than the tunnel sequence we saw earlier, which is the lead into the second chapter. So basically, I'm going to try to keep Cloud as a red mage for most of this.
Sir.
Like, I don't want to change anything up. I just want to, like, stick to this particular job setup. Now, having said that, you do need to change things around time to time, so I will, like, switch spells up based on what things are weak to, but mostly bosses or major heavy damaging enemies. But yeah, it's really easy to just get through Chapter 1, because it's the tutorial level, you know?
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
The main differences are, the scorpion tail attack it goes out twice, instead of just one time. And it has a new attack, which is a huge AoE that damages everyone. But you can work around a lot of the guard scorpion's most annoying stuff by just equipping thunder onto an accessory along with like the elemental materia, because that causes elemental defense instead of elemental offense.
Can you walk?
If I couldn't, believe me, you'd be the first to know.
Ah, yes, good win.
I'll take that as a yes.
Okay, that was pretty cool. Alright, come on.
And yeah, the Mako reactor goes up like crazy. And one thing I really like is how they established that this wasn't supposed to happen. Because in the original, like, nobody really mentions how amazingly terrible the damage was. Here they're like, oh no, it wasn't supposed to do that.
Looks like we made it. And with nothing but a few scratches to show. Think you might have overdone it?
I followed the instructions to the letter. Maybe it triggered a reaction with the Mako?
Well, let's hope the city's still in one piece.
But the planet's what matters, right? I mean, this must have helped some.
After all that, it had better have. Anyway, let's get going. We in Sector 8?
That'd be just down there.
All right then, lead the way.
You got it. Huh.
Alright.
Watch out for live wires. They're everywhere.
One thing I'm definitely not a fan of, though.
Ugh.
Squeeze
There and it
through.
reeks. Can't wait to get out in the open.
These are like very thinly veiled loading screens, which are actually completely redundant on the
What is
PS5.
that? I've never smelled anything so foul.
But the squeeze throughs were made for that reason.
Gotta do something about that. And soon.
So like there'll be a lot of moments where you just squeeze through a passage, or you squeeze through area to get to another area that's blocked off by it, and you're like,
I felt that one in my guts.
yeah, this is
You
going
just
by
keep
really
on
slowly.
coming.
We need to get out of this place.
Was it the Mako density? The primary explosive? The blasting agent?
Hey, we can figure that out later.
I'm running on
And I
empty.
love how good all
You
this
can
looks though.
refuel at the base.
Next time I'll have to bring a little pick-me-up.
And I need pizza.
That's about as good a place as any.
Stand back then. I'll set the bomb.
Can't wait to see you, Marlene.
Can't wait to take a hot shower.
Now, but I'm playing the upgraded PS5 version, so it looks leagues better than the base PS4.
She's good to go. Fire in the hole!
Actually, while I'm at it, I might as well turn on graphics mode. I think I got performance mode on, but I don't really need it.
Let that be a lesson to anything that gets in my way.
Or maybe I do have it on, I'm not sure. Let me check. Because you can do that here. You can just look for the option. Gameplay, graphic settings. Okay, now it's optimized for graphics. Some people prefer performance mode, but I'm a graphics hog, I guess.
This is an alert from the Shinra Emergency Operations Center.
But yeah.
Unidentified intruders have detonated a bomb inside Mako Reactor 1. Multiple explosions have been confirmed, as well as ongoing fire. In response, a disaster warning has been issued in Sectors 1 and 8. Structures in the area are at high risk of collapse, rendering the entire sector hazardous. Therefore, all residents of Sector...
No way.
This couldn't have been us, could it?
But what if it was?
Man, I like how he says that. Like, oh, what if it was?
Murph's right. It ain't pretty, but we can't stop now. This was just the first reactor, and the planet won't be safe.
Sounds like
till
something
we get
from
the
a
rest.
PSA.
Yeah. We always knew this was gonna get messy.
And this is only the beginning.
Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice. Though you may not be crying out, I know you're in pain, just like the planet. But it's okay, cause I'm here for you, to help take the load off your shoulders.
You know, if Barrett Wallace was to run
Your
for president,
fears,
I'd vote for him.
your worries, your concerns,
He's got the speeches down.
and yes, your feelings. Whatever your problem, I got you.
Barrett's actually a really cool
So,
character. He's
what's the
just
next move, boss?
deluding himself
That's
about
easy
who's
enough.
really at fault for
We get our
Shinra's
asses
bullshit.
home.
The Shinra makes a very valid point later on in the game where, like, the people enabled this. They liked the convenience of Mako more than they liked the idea that the planet might die, and Shinra's getting away with it because of them.
We'll split up and shoot for
People
the
could
last
stop
train
Shinra
home.
if they wanted to.
Regroup in the freight car. Got it?
Later then.
Hey, I'd like my money now.
You can have it once we're back at base.
Okay, here we go. Basically, we go a bit further. We meet Aerith for the first time.
I don't need to tell you what this is, right?
Of course not. It's
And that's when the
material.
chapter actually starts proper
have
and
it.
the combat
For saving my
starts
life.
up.
Just doing my job, nothing more.
Yeah. Fact is, I'm lucky you were there.
You know, just playing through a chapter will give you like
Survival
a
can be a matter of luck
massive
or
amount of
skill.
healing materia,
You
because
can't rely on luck.
Cloud gets brand with healing materia
Words to
every
live
time,
by.
and you get a healing materia every time this
Yeah,
happens.
well, thanks.
You could
do
actually
know how to use it,
overload
right?
You do know what I
the
was,
inventory.
right?
Okay, I was only trying to help. Oh, before I forget, here's a little something extra for being so brave. That really was the ride of a lifetime. Well, see you on the train.
Ah yes, bottle of ether. That thing I can't currently use. Okay, if we follow Jessie, we'll actually just skip the part where we have her catch our attention. Good speed running strat on. Ooh, yeah. But yeah, as you can see, Sector 7 is in ruins. It's practically burning down. Everything's in flames. This is the part that really gets me right here. It's like an entire... Yeah, that's really, really dark. A lot of people just got crushed by that, right? If that really happened. But you'll notice some of the scenery starting to slowly change. Little by little. Suddenly, it's Nibelheim again. And the neat thing about this part is... It starts off seeming like it's just a flashback, right? No, yeah, it's Nibelheim. We remember this. No, it's not. Nothing wrong is happening. Oh. Hi. So, here's the other big change to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Sephiroth flexes on Cloud every chance he can get. As either a hallucination,
It couldn't be.
or potentially in person. And look around you here. The overabundance of wood, and suddenly you're walking slowly into Nibelheim while it's burning. So Final Fantasy VII Remake is haunted. And it's specifically haunted by the ghost of Sephiroth.
The hell?
And a bunch of other ghosts too. I like these little sequences because they're really trippy, but also, like, they're just cool. So he's hallucinating his hometown burning. It's been mixed in with the, whole area.
Wait.
Now, ordinarily, I'd say this is a way to illustrate that Cloud is hallucinating Sephiroth, and he's slowly being controlled by him. But really what's actually happening is Sephiroth has gone back in time and is using his connection to Cloud at this point to mess with him. So hallucination Sephiroth isn't current day Sephiroth, it's future Sephiroth. Fucking with him.
You're not real. You're dead.
I am.
I killed you with my own...
Oh, you need not remind me. It was the crowning moment of our time together.
This is
But
also
that
the
was then,
second time
This is now. I
Superman
have
has
a
voiced
favor to
Sephiroth.
ask. Our beloved planet is dying. Slowly. Silently. Painfully. Can you bear to see the planet suffer? Cloud. Were so many things would be lost. Your hometown that burns so bright. The sound of her voice, pleading for me to spare you. The shiver of her flesh, yielding to cold steam. That which binds us together would be no more, and I would be loath to live in such a world, which is why I must ask you this one favor. Don't worry, it's a simple thing. Run, Cloud. Run away. You have to leave. you have to live.
You bastard!
And the hallucination's over.
Very good. Hold on to that hatred.
So in the original, Sephiroth was only very loosely alluded to in Midgard.
I'm seeing things.
He almost never
Feels
showed up
Mako, maybe.
in any capacity. And when he did, he was either mentioned,
You got this.
or he showed up during the final stretch and just killed President Shinra, you know? And that whole sequence was horrifying, too. Like, blood all over the place, people dying. It was, like, really dark. Something else I should mention is Cloud somehow hallucinated over this pile of rubble to get to Sephiroth. I don't know why I brought that up, I just thought I'd point that out. So in Remake, they decided to do the complete opposite because in the original it worked because nobody knew who Sephiroth was, what he was. And the whole point of the character was that he was there to kind of not just mess with Cloud, but mess with the player. That's the beauty of Sephiroth in the original game, is he played on our problems, our sort of perception of the game, and he hijacked it. So in the original, you know, during Midgard, we didn't know much about Sephiroth, only that he was mentioned a couple of times. Then he suddenly hijacks this plot. Suddenly it's not about Cloud and Co. versus Shinra, it's about Cloud chasing Sephiroth in order to kill him and avenge his mother and his town, right? And then the Nibelheim flashback happens, and you find out way more about him, including the fact that he's just infinitely much more stronger than Sephiroth was. And of course, the Midgard Swarmer, or Midgard Zolom, sorry, happens. And you spend all this time trying to fight or get around this giant snake in a swamp. And you find out Sephiroth killed this thing forever ago. And again, it plays not just on Cloud's sort of perception of his own strength, but also the players. And hell, like just before Aerith dies, control is actually taken away from the player entirely, and every button you press brings Cloud closer to killing Aerith himself. So Sephiroth was always targeted at the player. He was always flexing on both Cloud and the player. That was what made him so good. But you can't do that here. You can't hold him back in Midgard and be all like, "Oh, gee, it really is just Shinra." Because everybody knows who Sephiroth is. He's infamous. He's one of the greats. So what they chose to do is they chose to pepper him throughout the entirety of the Midgard section as Cloud's sleep paralysis demon. And they chose to really take it a step further by having it so like Sephiroth heavily implies he's the Sephiroth from Advent Children. And he's hijacking the story a second time, but this time not from Shinra, but from himself. And by the end they kind of reveal that, oh yeah, by the way, Sephiroth has completely undermined your remake.
Man,
and this...
what a mess.
This is actually faithful to how he was treated in the original, because he undermined the plot of the original game. Here, he completely undermines the remake. And that's the point. He's targeting not just Cloud, but the player. I mean, it's not a fourth wall break, it's literally just a way to sort of get to us as we played the game, make us think, man, this would have been great had Sephiroth not done this. And that's the point. And it's also like, that's how it was in the original, kind of. The spirit of the original, basically. Speaking of spirits, here's Aerith, and she's being harassed by ghosts. This was not in the original. And the first thing they do is they establish that something's wrong. Then they show us Sephiroth. And make it abundantly clear that he's connected to this somehow.
You are too weak to save anyone. Not even yourself.
Are you okay? Hey, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Here, this is for you.
And that line specifically, you're
That's
too weak
right.
to save
It's a
anyone.
gift. You know,
That
for
should have
scaring
been a
those
dead
things
giveaway
away.
right out the gate to this hallucinating
What things?
Sephiroth.
Never mind. Think of it as a memento.
This version of Sephiroth who
heard
Cloud's
that,
hallucinating isn't just present-day Sephiroth. He's future Sephiroth. He
much?
knows about Aerith's death.
Well, that
And he's
depends
using
on
that
the
against
customer.
Cloud.
In your case, it's on the house.
Huh?
Lovers used to get these when they were reunited.
Look, I'm involved in things. Dangerous things.
Oh, I'm sure you are. So?
So keep your distance.
Wait, you think someone's out to get you? Is that what you're all worked up about? Relax. No one's going to attack you. I promise.
Anyway, she was wrong.
Hey, a Mako reactor just blew. You shouldn't be out here trying to sell.
Help me!
So, these guys are the Harbiters of Time. They go around to race potential threats to the established future or whatever.
Are they?
And the reason they're targeting Aerith is because Aerith has memories she shouldn't have. Or at the very least, it's implied she does. She has information she shouldn't know that's messing with history.
You're right.
Wait!
So these things are hounding her and trying to take those memories every chance they get to sort of prevent her from affecting anything. But because she touched Cloud, now Cloud has the ability to influence time too.
Right now!
Calling fire. Nothing to it.
Alright, so
There he is! You're not going anywhere! HQ, this is Sector 8, Unit 4. We have eyes on the target. We need backup. I repeat, this is 8.
Let's get
really need to just not do that. Fire. Grenadier.
No escape. Bring it.
Okay.
Was never in doubt.
Don't want to spend too much time gathering items, so I'm just gonna rush through. I've already got all the materia drops from Theory anyway, so there's no point.
Box him in! Box him in! There's nowhere to run!
I need to be careful now.
Here we go. Need a light.
Target sighted! I repeat, target sighted! Structure is set for immediate deployment!
Let's finish this. Yes! No escape. Enough. Double time. Burn. I'm waiting.
You are clear to engage.
There we go.
Target is ready for the station.
Time to burn. No doubt.
Don't let him escape! Give up! Ground forces engaging target in Huntsman Plaza. All nearby units converge and provide immediate support.
Calling fire.
Requesting immediate reinforcements at Huntsman Plaza.
All good.
No escape! Target still mobile. Support. Proceed to rally point at the station.
Okay. Might have used up a bit too much MP for that, but
The rooftops look clear.
okay, one sec.
Over there! Open fire! Shoot to kill!
Close call.
Be advised! Target approaching residential area! Steel Hall action immediately! Target sighted! Get him!
It's all or nothing now.
Don't underestimate him!
Get ready. Enough. Try me. Time to burn.
Now, riot troopers are kind of difficult
Nothing
to deal
to
with if you just use sheer physical attacks, but they're weak to magic, so it works out.
Need a light. That's that. Was never in doubt.
Confirmed! Target has entered residential area! Full lockdown is in effect! All units! Have eyes on the target! You're mine now!
Here we go. Nothing to it.
Alright, MP refill. Don't need that.
Target spotted! Moving to enter!
Time to burn. Was never in doubt.
Get the bastard!
This is gonna hurt. All right. I see you. Anytime now.
He's here!
See ya. Time to burn. Enough.
Enemy combatants, you have been warned! Surrender yourself to public security immediately!
I see you.
You have nowhere to run!
Shatter. Anytime. Let's go.
But yeah, this is part of why I like playing Cloud as a red mage, is because with magic he has a lot of ways of handling certain enemies. Now coming up is the quote-unquote boss of this section, the Huntsman, who's a specialized riot trooper. And he also hits really, really hard.
Into the lifeblood! I'm gonna enjoy
What you want to do that here is thin out the crowds, then deal with the Huntsman, because he hits pretty hard. But how it goes is you engage one crowd, then you engage the other. Unfortunately, the best way to do this is to defend and then work from there. Because, yeah, these guys hit really hard. Rapture first.
I'm waiting. Is that it?
We'll pop regen first.
Bring it.
Come on, at it.
Let's hustle.
Okay, here we go.
Steady. Come on. Knock it a butt.
Natural.
No escape.
Yeah, Huntsman hits pretty hard.
Bring it. That it? Calling fire. Let's do this. Burn.
Yeah, but he's really tanky, so we're gonna use a Fire Rocket on him.
Need a light?
Oh, better yet, I could probably just... You know what, I'm just gonna try to, get Limit Break real quick. I want to use that on him.
Still in it. Bring it.
Come on, hit me more. There we go. LB's almost full, so I'm gonna use that. Because I'm bored and I don't want to see Ascension again. Come on, do the thing. There we go. Almost there, but not quite. There we go. Okay.
Nice. Let's dance, asshole. Let's do this.
Ascension's basically the closest thing to Clem Hazard the game has.
HQ, this is Sector 8, Unit 2. Target is surrounded. Moving to secure.
Wait! I know that.
Got their ass beat by a guy with a flower on his chest.
Guess Cloud won't be joining us after all.
No need to assume the worst. I'm sure he's fine. You saw him in action, didn't you? Guy's a soldier. Goddamn one-man army.
You think he's a keeper?
One might go. You had me worried for a minute. What the hell you been up to, huh?
Giving public security the runaround. That's what. Had to draw them away from the station somehow.
Nicely done.
Well, can't argue with results, huh? What?
Wait. Got a question for you all.
What?
Ever been attacked by an invisible enemy?
What?
Wearing robes. Came and went like the wind.
Thought they were invisible.
They were, at first. Only saw them after she grabbed me.
A new Shinra weapon, maybe?
More like a panic-induced hallucination.
Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Suit yourself. Come on, let's move up.
A lot of people here.
And in the freight car,
Okay.
too.
Let's see.
Because of the evacuation order, maybe?
Lucky us. We've got a crowd to hide in. Head for the front of the train and hold
I think the chapter officially ends after you get off the train.
An emergency schedule is now in effect.
At least I'm pretty
Your
sure it does.
understanding and cooperation is appreciated.
One of the challenges of using magic in this game, especially in hard mode, is figuring out how to most efficiently use the spells as AoEs, without relying on Magnify. As Magnify can be used, but it's kind of a huge pain.
Hey, got a sec?
Just gonna skip all that.
Little help, Cloud? Please? I can't stop thinking about it. It doesn't make any sense.
The explosion triggered a reaction with the Mako. You said so yourself.
That was my first guess, but shouldn't a reactor have fail-safes to prevent that kind of thing? You mentioned invisible enemies back there, right?
Right.
No. I'm just looking for excuses for something that was clearly my own fault. Gotta own up to it if I'm gonna learn from this and move on. Thanks, Cloud. You're a good listener.
What kind of maniacs would go so far as to bomb a reactor?
They've yet to announce it publicly, but I heard it was Avalanche's doing.
Really? Aren't they the terrorists who tried to kill the president?
Is there nothing they won't do?
Hey, quit talking out your ass. Everyone knows Avalanche only cares about saving the planet.
Just who do you think you are?
A law-abiding concerned citizen.
Law-abiding? Really?
Shh. Don't antagonize him.
In my humble opinion, that explosion was a message. A message to the bastards bleeding our planet dry. Think they got it? Heard it loud and clear? Y'all's masters?
We will not submit to intimidation or violence, but work together for peace and prosperity. That is how civilized people change the world!
That's right!
That is the Shinra Creed!
Them's fighting words.
It's what we believe. We all have to follow our conscience, don't we?
We should go.
Right.
Oh dear.
I didn't hear anything. You gotta believe me.
How much longer till the station? Oh dear.
Man, this train is slower than molasses.
You hear that suit? Shinra Creed my ass.
Okay, then we get the explanation from Jesse.
Let's get this out of the way. Personally, I find visual aids make the dull stuff a lot more bearable. If it helps, think of it as an initiation rite.
How many times do I have to tell you people? I'm not...
There's such a thing as playing too hard to get. So, here we've got a wireframe model of the great city of Midgard, complete with massive steel plates suspended 300 meters above ground level, atop which stands a shining beacon of civilization. The whole system is sustained by the Mako reactors, which feed the insatiable appetites of the public.
The train will be passing through an ID checkpoint shortly.
This here is the train's route. As you can see, it'll take us around this main pillar. Look, we're about halfway through it now. They've set up a checkpoint here to scan the IDs of all passengers heading in and out. Date of birth, residential status, criminal history, all that and more is automatically cross-referenced in their databases. Public security wouldn't have it any other way. Heads up. Don't worry, our IDs are impeccable. What'd I tell ya? Have a little faith. Won't be long till we reach the bottom. Relax.
Take a good look. It's because of that great big pizza in the sky that people down there gotta struggle to survive. Shinra sucks up Mako while the soil turns to dust, the air fills with smog, and the flowers die.
Then leave and don't look back. That's what's always worked for me.
Well, that's all well and good. If you're only out for yourself. But the folks down there don't have the luxury of choice, you know?
Like this train, I suppose. There's only one way it can go.
Sweetheart.
Glad you're home.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
Thank goodness.
Knew it couldn't be that bad. No way.
Hot damn, we are good!
Yes! Bombs detonated 1, members lost 0.
And one step closer to a brighter future.
Hell yeah!
Guys! Lower your voices, huh? People are listening.
Oh, right.
Now get some R&R. You've earned it. Just be ready for the next mission, all right? See you soon. At 7th Heaven. You know, where Tifa works. Don't keep her waiting. She'll worry. Not long now, honey.
Alright, so this is the start of the next chapter, basically. At least I think it is. Let me check. It doesn't matter, the combat part's basically over. System... Chapter... Yeah, I'm on Home Sweet Slum now. So, I'm gonna save and call it good for now. Maybe we'll pick this up next week, or maybe not, I'm not sure. But I'll start on Devil May Cry 5 for a bit, so...